If you're watching this video, it's likely that you're new to golf and you're wanting to develop the skills to be able to go out on the course and hold your own. I want you to know that it's definitely possible, but you need a plan. Without it, learning golf can be confusing and potentially overwhelming. So here's 7 steps to help kickstart your journey of going from beginner to golfer and some resources to help you along the way. Step number 1, I want you to understand what you're getting into. The idea of golf is very simple. You go out to the course and you hit a ball into a hole, but that simple task requires skill. It's just like learning a musical instrument, learning how to ski, ride a bike. And whenever you're learning a skill, here's some ideas to keep in mind. Number 1, I want you to stay positive. You're going to hit bad shots as a new golfer. It's inevitable, but I want you to learn from those bad shots, and I want you to have a can-do attitude. The other thing that I want you to do is to take a long-term approach. Golf is a game of a lifetime, so I want you to at least give yourself 2 to 3 months of practicing weekly to acquire the skill. I don't want you to go to the range and get frustrated and just give up on it. So now that you're going to have a good attitude and you're taking a long-term approach, let's go to step number 2. Step 2, let's get your hands on some golf clubs. I want you to know that you don't need the best equipment or every single club to get into the game. You just need 4 basic clubs. The first one's going to be the driver. This is the longest club in the bag. This makes the ball go the farthest. This is what we start the hole with. Then you need like a 7-iron. What you'll do here, this is the club that we use to advance the ball up the fairway. Once you get close to the green, I want you to get a pitching wedge. We'll make smaller swings with this to get the ball on the green, and then finally we'll use the putter to roll the ball in the hole. Now, if you get clubs off the rack, those clubs are made for people that are between 5'6" and 6 feet tall. So if you're taller than 6 feet, you're going to want to find some clubs that are a little bit longer for you. If you're closer to 5 foot, you want to get some clubs that are shorter for you. Now, you could go to some big box stores like PGA Superstore, Dick's Sporting Goods. You could get a free fitting there. You could get a beginner set for a couple $100, or you could even get a premium fitting. But I just want you to know you don't need all the clubs or the best equipment to get into the game. You just need a few basics to get started. So let's go to step number 3. Step 3, we have to find a place for you to swing. I'd like you to Google driving range, golf course, indoor golf facility, but you need to find a place that's convenient for you to get some reps. You need reps if you're going to learn how to swing a golf club and learn how to play the game. So if you don't have a driving range that's close to you, you could also set up a station at home. You could get a net and use real golf balls. Net Return is a great brand. Or you could set up a mat at home where you can make swings and just work on the bottom of your golf swing. So you don't have to hit balls to get better at golf, but you do need a place to get reps. So find a convenient location, and then we can move on to step 4. Step number 4, I want you to establish some pre-swing fundamentals. I want you to have a really good foundation before you make the golf swing. Most shots are missed before you even swing the club because of poor pre-swing fundamentals. So the first pre-swing fundamental I want you to get really good at is the grip, how you're putting your hands on the club. Now, this isn't a deep dive into technique, but I just want to briefly go over how to do it. I'd recommend getting a little training aid. This is a grip trainer. It's made by Skills, S-K-L-Z. You get this on Amazon, and then you could clip it onto your golf club. There's an arrow at the bottom of the grip trainer, and we'll have that point right down the shaft. And when you put your hands on, I want you to start by putting the club in the fingers of your lead hand. So as a right-handed golfer, my lead hand is my left hand. So we'll put it in the fingers, just similar to how our arm and hand would hang naturally. Should be able to hinge it up and down. And then you'll take your trail hand, my right hand, and we're going to have it face the target. So I don't want the right hand on top or underneath. I want it right on the side of the club. And then we can put our hands together, and there'll be a unit. If you hold the club up, the leading edge of the club will be vertical, so we don't want it closed or open. Our shoulders are relaxed, and we have a nice grip. The reason why the grip is so important, it affects the club face, and the club face affects the direction where the ball goes. So let's get a good grip on there. The second fundamental that I want you to have really good posture when you stand to the golf ball. So in order for us to brush the grass and stand to the ball correctly, I want you to push your hips back, and I want your arms to hang down, So when I do this, my fingertips, they're right above my knees. And when I'm setting up, I have balance in my feet. I'm not on my heels or on my toes. I'm balanced. I have about a hand's width space between the club and my body, so I'm not reaching for it. I'm not crowding it. I'm balanced and relaxed, okay? The final pre-swing fundamental that I want you to work on, I want you to work on good alignment. So I want you to get some alignment sticks, and you're gonna take one stick and you're gonna point it towards the target, and then you're gonna take another stick and put it parallel. You could even practice at home standing on the stick, okay? And you could feel if your balance is on your toes or on your heels. We want it right in the middle. And good alignment would have your body, your feet, your legs, and especially your shoulders. It's all going to be parallel to the target. When we do this, you're giving yourself a good chance of making clean contact. I see so many golfers reaching or crowding and out of line with poor grips. So get some really good pre-swing fundamentals, and we could go to step number 5. Step number 5, I want you to learn the 3 essential ball striking skills. So the first skill that you need to learn when you're getting into the game is how to make clean contact with the golf ball. Our golf swing is a big circle, and our golf swing has a low point. I want to help you control the bottom of your golf swing. This is where lessons go a long way. If you want to get better faster, I would highly recommend scheduling a lesson with your local PGA pro. But what I want you to do when you're learning these skills, I want you to start off with the smallest club out of the 4. So start off with your pitching wedge. I want you to get some club face tape. You could get this on Amazon. It's going to show where you hit it on the face. When you're learning these skills, I want you to start slow with smaller swings, just learning how to control the bottom of your golf swing, and then work your way up to bigger motions and more speed. I'm going to do a little swing right here. We'll be able to see where the golf ball goes, okay? Now the important thing is that I made clean contact in the middle of the club face. If you're hitting it off the tip of the club, some just really simple ideas, you might be too far away. We'll stand a little bit closer. And vice versa, if you're hitting it inside, give yourself a little bit of space. Once you've learned how to control the bottom of your swing and make some contact, the next skill that I want you to develop is direction. So the club face really controls the direction, okay? Now, just very, very simple checkpoints. When you're bringing that golf club back, you want to see that this leading edge is more or less matching your spine. So right here is an open face. This makes the ball go off to the right. Okay. Here we have a club face that is too closed, where it's kind of hooded. And then this will make the ball go off to the left. So once you're starting to make clean contact, we start to work on having a nice square club face, where we could get this ball to go straight. Once you've done that, then I want you to start to increase the speed and the size of your golf swing so you can learn the distances that you hit the ball. When you do this with a pitching wedge and you're starting to experience success, then go to your 7-iron and then go to your longest club in the bag, the driver. So you'll always be working on these ball control skills, making clean contact, controlling direction, and learning your distances. But I want you to work in that order. So many people are trying to hit the ball so far, they don't establish the pre-swing fundamentals, they're making poor contact. So make sure to go in that order and you'll start to experience some success. Now let's go to the next step, which would be step number 6. Step 6, I want you to simplify the game. There's 4 basic shots that you need when you're out there on the golf course. The first one's going to be the driver. Now with the driver, I want you to play that golf ball more forward in your stance, where it's just right on the inside of your front foot. I want you to have a width of stance where the feet are just slightly wider than your shoulders. But you're still going to have the same grip, you're still going to have the same good alignment. So I'll hit a drive here for you. Okay, so we're off, we're in play. That's going to be the first shot. The next shot that you're going to need, we have to hit a full swing with an iron. Now, instead of having that wide stance and the ball forward like the driver, I want you to have your feet shoulder width apart, and we're gonna have the ball more in the middle of our stance. It's just inside of that front heel. If we drew a line up from the ball, it'd be going through our left ear. And with this one, we're gonna advance the ball towards the green. Okay. And then once we get around the green, we're gonna need some kind of short game shot. All right. And this would be with your pitching wedge. Now with this partial shot, instead of having the feet shoulder width like the full swing, I'm gonna have you go more narrow. The ball slightly back of center, our weight's forward. So now this ball is essentially under our buttons or just slightly back of center. Okay. So this is a small golf shot. And we're gonna chip it on there. And then, once you're on that green, we're gonna roll the ball into the hole. Those are the 4 basic shots. You still are gonna have the same pre-swing fundamentals, the same good grip, same good alignment and balance. Now you just gotta practice hitting those 4 shots that you need on the course. And that really sets us up for our last step, step number 7. The final step, step number 7, we gotta get you out on the golf course. Now that you've experienced some success on the range with the 4 basic shots, we gotta get out on the course and do it on grass. So I'd recommend going out with an experienced player, somebody that's been on the golf course before, so they could help guide you around the course with etiquette. And I'd recommend doing 9 holes first. It should take about 2 hours compared to a full 18, which could be 4.5 hours. You can also do a par 3 course where all the holes are short. Usually they're flat and they're a little bit easier. So it's just like skiing. You want to go to a course that matches your skill level. You'll have more fun that way. I don't want you to get burnt the first time that you're out there where you play 18 holes, the course is really hard. It's not going to be as fun. So keep it really light as you're getting into the game. I also want you to know that you can make your own rules when you're out there on the golf course. If you want to start closer to the hole, start halfway through the hole and drop the ball, you're more than welcome to do that. If there's a certain hole that's given you a lot of trouble, you're more than welcome to pick up your ball. You make your own rules, so I want you to have fun when you're out there. But as soon as you're out there on the golf course hitting the ball into the hole, you are a golfer now. So you're not a beginner, you're actually playing the game. You could always enhance your skills, improve your contact and your direction, your distance control. You'll always be working on the different shots that you need on the course. But I just want you to know it's a long-term journey. It's really rewarding. So those are the steps to go from being a complete beginner to being a golfer. And so if you have any questions, reach out to us at My Chicago Golf and we'd be happy to guide you along the way.